Welcome to Piedmont. This is an awesome spot to do some DG. There's a casino just behind you, and they're just building that massive casino right there. There's lots of foot traffic around here, and it's right in front of a nice little nightclub that they got going inside of the casino. It's called the Star at Piedmont. But I have met quite a few girls that I have dated just by approaching them around in this area. It's a great little spot. But today I want to talk about how a lot of guys, I wouldn't call it making excuses, I would say more inexperienced guys tend to have higher standards than guys that are having a lot of success with women. And it kind of would go against what would be what you would kind of say would be common sense, but there's something that I've noticed, and I think it's important to talk about this, and it does keep hold a lot of guys back. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. This is Sydney, Australia, and this is where I'm based. I will do a little bit of traveling in the future, but most of my coaching is going to be based here. Check out my website if you want to get some coaching with me. Do a boot camp here in Sydney CBD. But I have noticed that a lot of the guys that are having a lot of success, guys that have copious amounts of success, they're less likely to be judgmental on how attractive the girl is. They're more likely to just accept her for who she is. They're more likely to, even if they're not really attracted to the girl, go over and understand that this is practice. Approaching even a grandma that you're not really attracted to, which is something that I don't recommend, but an extreme example, you're out there to practice, right? A lot of guys that I have noticed that have little to no success with women or experience, their standards are a lot higher, which is weird, because you would think that a guy that's having little to no success and having little to no sex ever would be more likely to drop his standards just to take anything. But I have noticed that guys that are having they have a bunch of regulars, they have a bunch of beautiful girls around them, and they're having regular sex, they are more likely to drop their standards. Maybe it has something to do with becoming a bit of a sex addict and having a lot of sex and having a lot of options. Guys like myself, we're more likely to just go, oh yeah, why not? I'm willing to give this girl that I'm not as attracted to a go, just because I don't have anything on tonight. And this is something that guys, incels especially, black pill community, guys that aren't really having any success at all, and also a lot of professionals, I've noticed that they're well groomed, they dress well on their way to work, they've got everything going for them. They're clean, hygienic, they dress well, they hit the gym, they got everything going for themselves, but they're just not having very much success with women. Their standards are so high that they can't even get to the point where they're practicing enough to really get good at this stuff, and this stuff does take practice. And if you were to, let's just say you quit your job and you spent the last 12 months gaming, day game, night game, hitting the clubs, hitting the streets every single day, it might take you 12 months before you get advanced. Even if you put in that amount of effort, you still need someone around you that is advanced, that will be able to at least lead you in the right direction, so that you don't develop bad habits and have canned lines and do a lot of the things that you shouldn't really be doing. But I have noticed that a lot of the guys that are new to this, they make a lot of excuses based on how attractive the girl is. Oh, I don't want to talk to her because she's a little bit overweight. She's a little bit pudgy. She's a little bit beneath me in some way, shape, or form. And if you're not having any success at all, if you don't have a girlfriend, you haven't got laid in the last 6 to 12 months, there's literally no girl on planet Earth you should be rejecting, because you're just not having any success. You don't even know where your range is. And I have noticed that the guys would make a lot of excuses. Oh, she's too old, she's too overweight, she's unattractive, she's not my type, she's not the right race for me. There's a whole bunch of excuses that a guy who is, this is counterintuitive, is having a lot of success, having a lot of sex, has a lot of partners, is more likely to drop his standards and go, oh well, I got nothing on this weekend, I'll try this new girl. And I have noticed that it's very common. And I think if you're one of those guys that, you know, you dress really well, you go to work, you're hygienic, you probably think, you know, you're clean, you've got all of these things going for you, you're probably more likely to just think, okay, well, I need a nice, clean, hygienic girl, and that's just a really hot girl and a really attractive girl. Not a girl that slept around a lot, a girl that has to be a virgin and has tick all these boxes. If you're waiting for that girl to come along, you're not going to get enough practicing, and when she eventually does come along, you're not going to have the skills to lock her in, and then you end up in this cycle of just never having any success. But I think this is something that if you're suffering from at the moment, you're making a lot of excuses. It could be because you're not getting enough. It's like a spiral, a negative spiral that you might be trapped in. And one good way to get out of it is to just understand that you're practicing, understand that you're getting into this, you're new to it. And if you're not having success, you have no excuses not to take action and make the most of any opportunity that comes your way, right? If you like what I'm doing here, click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up as well. That does help the channel if you give me a thumbs up and a nice comment. And check out the website if you're in Sydney and you got nothing on this weekend, you want to do a boot camp, hit me up. I'll see you in the next video.